Hello everyone, this is Udell, and you're watching this because you want to learn how to make emotion modules in MaxMSP. And this is a really great technique, and it's not required in order to use the emotion data in MaxMSP, but I find using emotion modules is just really convenient, especially when you're working with the digital data workstation. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you how to get started. First of all, I'm just going to open up the Digital Data Workstation app. And then I'm not really quite sure what I did with this last time, so I'm just going to do a quick reset, which is this wipe or restore default settings. And that is a thing that basically clears out all the previous data tracks and lets you start from fresh. Next it says stop, please turn on all emotes and emotion modules. So I'm gonna go to my fuse box here, make sure that's turned on, and then I'm going to just turn on my accelerate. There we go. You'll see the exert right here, so force sensor. And why not? I'm going to also turn on my twist for the heck of it. There you go. And you'll see that both of my modules have now appeared. And of course you're going to want to calibrate your sensor modules as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Remember this button for the accelerate, if you click that, it calibrates all the data tracks, and it gives you a 5-second window. So I'm just going to go ahead and calibrate. I have my force sensitive resistor on port 2, my exert. You'll notice that port 1 is also moving, and this is simply because I don't have anything plugged into port 1. If you had something plugged into port 1, it would not be moving around sympathetically like that. There's some idiosyncrasies behind that, but it's not going to affect your functionality. And so now we're fully functional with our emotes. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to click this sign now to get started. It says status, wait. So go ahead and just wait for a moment. Alright, fantastic. And so we've already selected a twist 0. I'm going to just select my accelerate. I'm going to select port number 2, and that has my pressure sensor on there. So as I squeeze my pressure sensor, you'll see in the data track the squeezing. Alright. And you have your normal output menu, MIDI control out. If you need any review of this, just take a look at the Digital Data Workstation tutorial. But we're going to move beyond that now to creating our own MaxMSP modules and having these populate in the lists. Now you could just use the open sound control outputs and bring each data track directly into MaxMSP. And the reason why I enjoy the modules is that you don't have to click this OSC output for every single track and sort of keep track of all of your ports and IPs. Another great thing is they visualize right in this populating window here, so you can see exactly where all your data is going, which is pretty cool. So what object do we use to do that? Well, check this out. Under your eMotion software, you'll see a folder named Demos, and I want you to click on the Make eMotion Modules demo. And that goes ahead and brings up this little thing here. Now, check out what's happened to our Digital Data Workstation menu. Bam! My receiver name. And if I go back to MaxMSP, and I want you to realize that even though this looks a lot like Max, eMotion DDW is a standalone application and is not MaxMSP. MaxMSP is actually running its own program right here. So I'll go back to it, and I'll go ahead and squeeze that force-sensitive resistor, and I want you to notice that those numbers right here are percolating to go along sympathetically with this track. Now, I can change the name of this, and this is where things get really special, is you can have many different modules of the same thing. I'm just going to go ahead and take my example here. I'm going to copy that object. I'm going to open up a new Max window. You can actually have, just put a float box, multiple modules with the same exact name, and they all go to the same spot. And it doesn't populate with a second name here. It weeds out all the repetitions. Or you can go ahead and just change this object to a different name. I want you to notice the name of this object. It's E with a capital M receive. So the eMreceive object, it's a special eMotion object. And I'm just going to call this Chet. And when I go back to my digital data workstation, you'll see Chet populated into the menu. I'll just create a second track here. And I'll do twist. I'll do the Excel. Yeah, why not? The accelerometer X. I'm going to send this to my receiver name. And then I'm going to go back to Max. And so my receiver name is currently hooked up to my accelerometer. And as you can see, as I tilt X back and forth, I get -1G, +1G roughly. And my Chet is still hooked up to my pressure sensor. And again, really convenient, because once you close your digital data workstation and open it back up, all of those names are going to be populated right in this list, which is, I mean, just very easy to see where all of your data is being routed in Max. The implications for making your own Max modules is pretty simple. This is the basis for all of those other third-party, or those other apps, like the DMX controller app, the Switchblade. They're all built on these eMreceives. They're actually called something else, but that's fine. So eMreceive, and then what you can do is save these in MaxMSP and create your own abstractions that automatically populate in the digital data workstation's output menu. So that's pretty much it. All very easy, and thank you very much.